Hey guys, it's Kitsune, and this is Paper Mario. Once again, though I will admit, this one is going to be a little bit different than usual. Number one, this is actually going to be a grinding episode. So, no plot happening here. Mostly what happened was, I got sick for like a week and a half. And, I was unable to do anything because if I tried to talk at all, my voice, like my throat was all scratched up, and it's just like it refused to work. Basically, I still had to go to work even then, so it was a rough time. But yeah, so I missed a couple of stream nights because of it. Unfortunately, got it for my aunt, and that's just the way it ended up. But yeah, so right now I am trying to. I forgot if there was a place to rest in this area, but then I also remembered, oh yeah, there's the Oasis. That's probably why there's no, inn for me to sleep in. So I figured it out. Give me a second, please. But yeah, in the meantime, I would like just to talk over all of this that happens because that's why we're here. So a few things I would like to let you know, especially for anyone who's going to be watching the series as well as other series that I do. Things are going to change a tiny bit for the upload schedule. The majority of Monday through Thursday is going to be the same. I'm still going to be swapping out things every now and then. Currently Paper Mario is kind of on a slower upload schedule because I'm just taking so long to actually play it. It's on me, sorry about that. I just don't like desert areas. It's such a pain for me. I don't know why. Whenever I get to a desert area, if I stop, I am going to stop for a long time. I procrastinate so badly with it. It's such a problem. I need to stop. But, I did do some level grinding, as you could see. And even after this video, I actually did do a little bit more grinding to get one more level, by the way. Because I just felt like I needed more HP. Because I was just, every single time with level, HP being 20, going so low, it was very stressful. So I do end up getting a little bit more HP by one level, but just not in this recording. So just be aware that does happen. So next time that we start again, you will see me with 25 HP. So even though it doesn't happen in this recording, either way, so just be aware that's why Paper Mario has been so slow going, just because I kept pushing it back. Plus, there's a lot of other games I would like to play. I would rather play Thousand Year Door, because I don't remember if there's a desert level in that one. Honestly, I don't remember too much about that one other than a few things, such as Vivian and the spooky areas and the little weird creatures that have the balls that look kind of like mouse pads. But also, yeah, I game over. I forgot about that. Yeah. Whoops. I get better. I'm so bad at the timing. Anyway, so yeah, I died. Oh yeah, I also sorry. I also did forget how the controls worked. So, I was trying to remember how to get my party swapped around at one point, because I forgot what button to press. So you're gonna probably see me struggling with that in a second. But regardless, on a different topic, because again, you're gonna see me struggle a lot here. That's the problem with not playing a game for a long time. Either way, things that are gonna change. So starting sometime during next year. Basically the very first month of next year, I'm going to be switching things around. So instead of seeing two different series being uploaded, back to back, you're going to instead see one stream series and then one special series that me and Crow are playing that are co-op. So basically, all of our Pokemon Gym Master challenges are going to go onto Friday and Saturday. Our Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate are going to go onto Friday and Saturday. But they're not going to go up at the same time. So again, you'll be getting streams and a series. So for example, for I believe January, it's going to be Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green with me and Crow, and a stream, which most likely will be Rain Code because I want to kind of get that game uploaded as soon as possible. And then next month, February, it will be switched to Monster Hunter and Yokai Watch 3. So that's how it's going to be like changed about. And I mean, that could have also been Zelda as well. So it depends on like what series I have a backlog of for both streams and the co-op series with Crow. So just be aware those will be the ones that will be interchanging per month. So look forward to that. It will definitely give me a little bit more wiggle room to try and get my stream VODs, you know, up currently. And also so you're aware, in case you have noticed, certain VODs have disappeared from Twitch earlier than usual. I believe it was episode 5 for Zelda: A Link to the Past is already gone, as well as the last stream for Rain Code is also gone. Partially is because of the whole scare with being hacked on the 7th of October, where I almost lost my Amazon account. I have not reinstated my Prime membership, which is why you have noticed that if you're on my Twitch, that the most recent streams are just gone, while the old ones from a month ago and so on are still up because those are still under Prime, so they get the like 3-month what the fuck is the word I want? Lifespan, whatever, I don't know. But they'll be still up there for way longer than the current streams I'll be doing, until I reinstate my Prime membership. So be aware of that. Currently, I do not have the funds to reactivate it anyway, because number one, I have like some pet bills I have to take care of. So they come first before, you know, fun times. As well as like other expenses I have to take care of. So currently, I don't have Prime. So that's the reason why. So I will get it back. I do plan to, so that you guys still have access to the streams on there, in case if you want to watch it on Twitch instead of waiting for who knows how long for it to upload onto YouTube. So just be aware, they're probably going to be disappearing a lot sooner than before. They'll be up for up to a week is how it works without Prime. So until I get the funds for it, it's just the way it is. And currently I also have less hours of work, so that's another thing to be aware of. So I have less spending money to do what I want with. So that's another reason why I don't have Prime just yet, because I have less than I can usually do, because summer hours are dead. So it's back to winter hours. I work less. I also don't do Mondays anymore because we have a new person filling in for that day, which is great, because in case any of us like are sick or need to take a early leave of absence because of like a doctor's appointment or something like that, we have somebody who can actually fill in. So it's great there. So the only downside is I do have one less day to work. So again, less hours, less pay. What you gonna do? So I don't want to talk too much about that because it's not really relevant to the series, but it is relevant to my channel and for any of you who are watching Twitch. So be aware of that, alright? Just want to give you guys a heads up there. Other things to note, I did start playing Banjo-Tooie. It's not yet up on Patreon because, number one, it's one of those series that I started playing while I was sick. So I'm going to have to do a live commentary like this one that I'm doing right now. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of a bit for me to get around to that. Partially because I also did some more recording with the Crow for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. We literally just did that a couple minutes ago. I just jumped on this right as soon as we were done. And he went to bed. So, yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to get that one started officially. It's going to be a lot of voicing on that one because unlike this one here, the plot does start up in that one, and I have played it before, so that it's not like a huge spoiler for me on how that game goes. I don't really remember how it ends though, but I've never beaten it. But I will let you guys know when I get to the point where I have not actually played the game, because I've only ever rented Banjo-Tooie, so I never got to beat it until now. So that's the goal anyway. I do plan to beat the game, but yeah, just beware, Banjo-Tooie is going to be up on Patreon at some point, but it will be a while. Most likely you'll see it maybe tomorrow, after I get home from work today, which right now it's 4 a.m. by the way, on the 15th. Not when I recorded this, obviously, because I was sick when I did. Actually, when did I do that? I don't I don't have anything prepared. Because I have it open for like Pokemon, because that's what we were playing last. Let's see, Paper Mario. I need it was on the 6th of November at 9:50 p.m. So sometime after work that I started doing this. But yeah, I was not feeling great. It was like a mixture between a cold, a headache, and disease, and runny nose, and scratchy throat. So, what can you do? But yeah. Either way, yeah, I was getting a little bit cocky here. Like, should I wander off? But then I think I was like, actually, I don't know. I decided to stay near the oasis, just because it was easier to manage. And this is just a lot. It's just scary for me at the moment. I'm just so bad at this game. But either way, don't worry about it. Yeah, I was also trying to relearn the timing and all that. It's such a hard game to master. But I kind of got a little bit better as I went. Still very bad at the timing for like protecting myself here. It's like 50-50 on if I do it right or not. But, you know, it does suck that you get hurt no matter what. So it's like, I don't really know if I feel better about doing it successfully or not, because you still get damaged. So, I don't know. It's a weird game. Not bad, just a weird game. So, yeah, sometime I will pop it back onto this game and actually progress with the plot. So, expect that to be up on Patreon at some point. And I am also still kind of mainly focusing on Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Echoes of Wisdom. I want to play that game some more. Oh my god, it's so much fun. But like at the same time, like I know I need to put it on pause to focus on this game. So, because I can only play so many games at once, as much as I wish I could play as many games as possible. But I do have a job, so I don't have that free time. Oh, one second. Sorry about that. Got interrupted. I was needed to assist my grandmother. Anyway, so as I was saying, I do have a life that's outside of video games. So unfortunately, because this hobby does not really, you know, pay much to keep me active to only doing this. Unfortunately, I can only do so much, you know. So that was the end of my point. So just so you guys are aware, as much as I would love to make this into a fun living, I don't see it happening. So this is just a fun little hobby, where if I make any money out of it through Patreon, that's great. because if I do, you're basically supporting the series that I'm doing, like of all the games that I am playing, as well as like, you know, funding any items that I need to keep doing it, such as like, for example, I still need to get a new headset, but currently it's still fine, but it is falling apart as we speak. So if you join Patreon, you would be helping out with that in the long run. But in the meantime, I'm doing what I can, and you know, I'm just taking life one step at a time. So just be aware of that. That's one of the other things that I can't really prevent. So it is what it is. As you can see, it's also 50-50 there. My skills. Yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, this is really just me grinding. That's the entire episode. There's not really much more to really talk about. But I do go on for like, I don't know, I think almost 40 minutes worth of this. I'm sure there's like better ways to level grind. It does definitely feel like after a certain point, getting EXP is way slower, which I am aware that this game balances it out that way so that you don't just like keep level grinding in certain areas. It is well balanced in that way, but at the same time, I like RPGs where it allows me to level up as much as I want it to, you know, without being punished for it. That's, I guess, like a gripe I could say for the specific game. But, you know, I know this game is like very, very beloved, and I want to see just where this thing goes, because again, I've never gotten this far in this version of this game, you know? I've only seen people play Thousand Year Door, not this one. So everything here is so brand new to me. I am aware of certain characters' designs. I know there's like a little ghost girl that pops up in this game. But again, I don't really know much. And even then, I might be confusing it with A Thousand Year Door, because again, I know that one better than this one. So considering like there's a lot of elements that are similar to each other, sometimes my brain just kind of like mix and matches, like, oh, this is where it should be happening here, but it's actually not at all, because like, wait a second, no, I'm thinking of Thousand Year Door, not Paper Mario on the 64. So I need to stop thinking of it like that. But yeah, it's I really know nothing about this game outside of a certain point. But you know. Also, I leveled up! Woo! And I know I said that I would be like, you know, leveling up BP for the most part. Again, at this point I was like, you know what, I really need more of everything else. So I got FP here, and I don't think I actually show myself leveling up the next time, but I do get HP next time. So, oh my god, my throat. Ah! It's so dry! Sorry. The problem with talking too much, you get dry throat. Also doesn't help. I've already did a lot of recording today with Crow, so that was my return to doing Let's Plays again after being sick for so long, which I think we did like almost, yeah, like over 2 hours worth of gameplay of that. Speaking of which, Banjo-Tooie, that's another game that's going to be like over 2 hours long. So I might, I don't know, depending on how I feel, I'll either do a post commentary like this one, but like do the first half, which I plan to separate into 2 episodes, and then take a break, and then do the second half, because that's really long, and it's going to be a lot of voicing. And the only reason why I was okay with the voicing that game versus this one, for example, is because, number one, I can't control the speed of which the text goes by. I can with this one, though. And it's also one of the reasons why I didn't want to do anything like Zelda, because I don't want to, like, it's almost kind of harder to gauge how quickly I will read certain lines based off of the way I speak the lines. So like, for example, when I do try, this is going to be a little bit spoiler, I kind of talk a little bit slower versus some other characters where I might speed it up a bit. So it's always kind of hard to tell, looking at it, how quickly I'm actually going to go through the text, because when I look at it, I'm reading faster than I actually would say it, which is a problem when you're doing post-commentary. So that's why I was like, I'm not doing that for Paper Mario because I don't really know how fast I'm going to be reading, and sometimes I might think, oh, I'll read this line very quickly, or oh no, I'll read this line like super slow, and then it's like, when I'm actually trying to read it in the time given to me that I gave to myself in the past, doesn't actually add up, and I end up fumbling a line because I missed it, you know? Or something just hangs on way too long than it needed to. So that's why we're doing a level grind episode for Paper Mario instead of continuing with the plot, because again, that's the reason. With Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, the dialogue goes by at its own auto pace, so regardless of whether I was able to like do it perfectly while live or afterwards, it's not going to change the pacing because it's just going to be what it is. I can't do anything about it. So Banjo-Tooie, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to record it because I have played the game up to a point, and the point that I played, which you'll see later, is the game that I've already played. So it was like no spoilers there for that section. But I'm kind of entering a location that I have yet to really play, but I am aware of because I have played a little bit of it. But I remember getting lost in that area a lot, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I never got further. Plus, I was renting the cartridge, so I had to return it all the time. So I never got past that point anyway, because whenever someone would borrow the game, you know, that file would be erased. If I picked it back up, it would be either like further ahead or past. So if I was going to play it again, I'd have to, you know, start all over again. And that's a very long opening, you know, so I didn't borrow that game very often, or rented it really. So yeah, I did not get very far, but now I have it on Nintendo Switch, so it's gonna be a lot more enjoyable to play. I think the one thing I wasn't really sure about is if the rare replay version or the Switch version has anything different with the notes, because I know for Banjo-Kazooie, if you die, the notes stayed as gone in the Xbox version, but it's not that way for the Nintendo 64 version. So, I don't know how it is in this Banjo-Tooie, because I really don't remember much about this one comparatively, so it's kind of a whole new ball field. I have no idea what I'm doing with that game. I will say it's really funny though, because the last time I played Banjo-Kazooie, I do really recall saying that I would never play Banjo-Tooie, and yet, as soon as it comes onto the Switch, I'm like, I mean, it's there now. I'd rather play it on the Nintendo Switch instead of freaking the Xbox, because I don't like the Xbox controller at all. I'm much more comfortable with playing it with the Pro Controller on the Switch, or handheld mode even. I haven't actually tried it with the Nintendo 64 controller. I have it, I just haven't really been using it a lot because it's very stiff. And part of that is because it's brand new, it's not as, like, you know, used in, so I gotta use it more so I can get more comfortable with using it again. But that's just a me thing though. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so anyway, we're like halfway through the episode now. Oh my god, I gotta keep on talking. I mean, there's not really much I can think of other than the stuff I've already gone over. I don't want to really talk too much about, like, games that are not even up on YouTube yet. Because, you know, Patreon exclusive until the point when they come out. So, whatever. Just know that they are up on Patreon, so, except for Banjo-Tooie at the moment. It will be soon. Trust me. I mean, by the time that you actually see this episode on YouTube, it probably is going to be up on Patreon. So be aware of that. Oh, I also did add another tier onto Patreon. It's a art membership, basically, so you can commission me for art. I'm still in the process of actually getting the samples of that up on Patreon as well. Excuse me. So, again, by the time that you probably see this on YouTube, the sample will be up on Patreon, because I already have it recorded. I just need to do the post commentary, because I just, yeah. Again, the first half I started while I was starting to feel sick. So one of the things I also kind of like don't really like to do is talk while I draw, because I like having background noises going on. So it's going to be, if I do art commissions in that sort of form, it is going to be post commentary most likely, unless there's like something specific I want to talk about while I'm doing it. But for the most part, literally, it will allow me to speed up the art process. So instead of like, say, a project that it takes me like an hour to do, I could speed it up and then talk over that sped up version, so you don't have to sit through the entire thing as I had done with something in the background to keep myself entertained as I'm doing it. So I'm saving you guys the hassle on that one. But yeah, currently I have one that is in the works that, again, I started doing while I was starting to feel under the weather, but the very tail end of it, I was actually sick when I finished it. But like, so there's like a period I took a short little break, and by the time I finished with the project, I decided not to record the rest of it. I just did the first one because, number one, I wasn't feeling well, and I wasn't sure how much energy I had to go in between, and I didn't want to keep like cutting the footage every single time I took a break. So I decided, like, I'm just gonna do the first one, and that will be like the first sample of what it will be like for doing digital art commissions, basically. And it's just me doing a new model for my PNG tuber, where I wanted to do like a chibi fox design, because while I do like the fox one that I currently have, I thought it'd be fun to have like a chibi silly version similar to the one where like my character is like laying across the Pro controller with a flower under their head, So I think it's fun to have both like a more realistic version for anime standards with a silly little chibi version. So I have a lot more done than the one that you're going to see for the first sample, and then I'm planning on doing another one that's going to be like a sample of like how traditional art's gonna work. So basically, traditional art is where I will draw on paper, scan it, so you won't see the product of me drawing it until after it's scanned, and then you'll see either me like touching up the line work or coloring it. So, and that's another thing for the commission art. You can request it non-colored, because I know some people prefer coloring it themselves. So if you want just me to like draw something, that's also fine. And then if you want me to both draw and color it, that's also fine. That's also the options that are up there. But the tier is going to be very limited to just, I believe, 2 people at the moment, until I'm like a little bit more comfortable with drawing again, and I have like more wiggle room to do other things as well. So currently it is limited to 2, and you basically will be allowed to request a piece from me every month as long as you're on that tier. The other fun thing about that tier is you will still have access to early series, like you would if you were on the 2nd tier or the 3rd tier. That was already available before it, but you just have the added bonus of requesting art. So that is another thing that will be up there. I say up there, it is currently up there right now, but yeah. Whew, I need water. But I do have a piece that I'm going to be working on, and this one is going to be a freebie art for a moderator. I was like, the heck do I call you again? they basically, the mod on Discord, he requested a piece with Pokemon, and so I had been like kind of like deciding like how I wanted to draw it for a very long time, and I just kept pushing it off over and over again. But I finally did it right before I got sick again, so I never got to scan it. I showed him a picture of it by phone, and the quality is really shit, but I did reassure him that he will get a scanned version of it later on. But then I was also bedridden, so I wasn't able to actually scan it. So shit happens, man. This is also kind of why I'm worried about doing art commissions, because what if I get sick, you know? I don't want to put people, I don't want them to be disappointed in me being delayed and, you know, doing the art way later than I should. Regardless of how soon I get the art done, though, you will always get it. And so, like, say, for example, say you are on the tier for art for 3 months in a row, and you're requested 3 things from me. Regardless of how long it takes, you will get all 3 arts. So, I'm promising you that no matter what, it's gonna happen. So, just make sure that it follows the guidelines, and you don't do anything inappropriate for requesting, because it is going to be on YouTube for me to like color it and sometimes draw it. So be aware of that. It will be unlisted on my channel, but it will still be available to view on YouTube. Because this is where it's going to be linking from to my Patreon. So be aware of that, by the way. It has to be appropriate. No nudity. Oh my god. But yeah, so regardless, just be aware that that's up there now. I am going to make sure to try and not have anything like that happen where I get delayed so badly that I have like 3 pieces of art to give to one person after 3 months. But you know, if something happens, it happens, which I'm, you know, I can't control getting sick, unfortunately. I've always had kind of a shitty immune system, so like when one person gets sick, I usually will end up getting sick as well if they're near me, so it doesn't matter how much I try to not. It's gonna happen, man. So, what you gonna do? But again, I'm gonna do my best to be on top of shit. But if I can't, I can't. I mean, it is what it is, you know? But anyway, that is, I guess, like the other thing, big change that has happened. It is funny that I ended up adding the art here, and then I got sick right afterwards. Luckily, as far as I'm aware, no one has joined that tier, so I'm good there. No stress. But at some point, someone might, and I just want to be, you know, upfront. Shit happens, but you're still going to get that piece of art, so no matter what, it's gonna happen, alright? Oh my god. But that's why I'm also limiting it to 2 people only, because I feel like if I do 3 or more, it's just gonna get too hectic. And at the time being, it seems more comfortable just to limit it to 2 per month. So, yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I think it's, we're almost to the end of this recording, so, hooray! It was, it's kind of, like, not the most interesting to watch, honestly, me just going back and forth, but hopefully you guys found some of this topic interesting and informative, and, yeah, so, in the meantime, I am going, as I said before, I am going to get more focused on getting Paper Mario completed, because that series, I've been sitting on it way too long. I've been so bad about it. So, my next goal is to get through this one ASAP. Not to say rush the game to the point that I'm like just kind of speed running it, but I do want to get out of the desert. So, I'm done with this place. Get me out of here. I want to get to new locations that are more fun to look at. The desert. Oh my god. And then Also, you'll be seeing a special soon. I mean, by the time that you see this, you'll be seeing Chameleon Twist pop up very, very soon. Then some more Link's Awakening, which has already been completed for a while now. As well as Snufkin's Melody of Moomin Valley, which is, dude, I rebought that game again. I got the limited run version, because it came with like a cute tote bag and all this other stuff. I am a Moomin Snufkin fanatic. I have problems, man. just stop. But I'm gonna be giving my Japanese copy to a friend, because I really don't need 2 physical copies. But had I known that limited run games was gonna do their own special version, I would have gone that version instead. But whatever. It is what it is. And then after that, you'll be like sometime in like the end of December, you'll start seeing Rune Factory 4 special pop up. I'm actually pretty far in that game. I haven't beaten it still, but again, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out, so that kind of took my attention for a bit. But yeah. And then there's also going to be episodes of Poke Park Pikachu's Adventure, which again, I did mention this already, that I was going to do a co-commentary with that one, so you don't have to just stick to watching the old version, which was very poor quality to begin with. But Poke Park 2 is going to just be me without Crow hanging out with me. So similar to the very first run, it's going to be like that. Where I'm just gonna be by myself, because Crow never played, I think, that one yet. So, oh my god, oh my god, sorry. I should stop recording when I do that. Whatever. You're gonna have a weird awkward pause of me drinking water, because I am dying. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. I mean, if I was recording the game as is, you'd be getting the same reaction. Oh my god. But yeah, oh, also, fun little fact. While I was sick, I did stop by a local shop, that I haven't been to since they've changed ownership 3 times. That place keeps changing owners. But I found some new tea, from Stash. That was chocolate mint oolong. I never knew that oolong had a flavor like that before, and I've never seen that flavor before in my life. So I picked it up, and I actually really do enjoy it. I like oolong a lot, and actually, I believe it was like a chocolate hazelnut version from Stash that I also do like as well. But whatever. I don't ever see the chocolate hazelnut one anywhere, so I mean, what can I do there? But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.